Well, we are in the Twin City Brickyard Cave here. And this is a 1/4 mile of passages dug out of the St. Peter sandstone under West St. Paul. And this was a huge drying kiln for the Twin City Brick Company. And so what they would do is they'd get the clay from the Decorah Shale, big clay pits, which are probably right above us, actually. And then they would, mold the bricks, and they'd put them in here for drying. I'm a little bit ridiculous here. I kind of got my high water pants on. There's a lake back there. We had to go through like about a foot of cold groundwater. Apparently this cave is, as you can see, it's flooded at certain times of year. The cave was surveyed in 1962 as part of the fallout shelter survey by TKDA. And then again it was surveyed in 1979 by the Minnesota Speleological Survey. And they did a much more detailed map, but as I said, it comes out to about a 1/4 mile of passages, and so you wonder how many people could be, sheltered there in the case of a nuclear apocalypse, and come in here to be protected from the fallout from a nearby nuclear explosion. So just to be clear, this is not a bomb shelter. A fallout shelter is not the same thing as a bomb shelter. This was just to protect you from that radioactive dust and intensely radioactive short-lived nuclides that fall out of the atmosphere after a nuclear explosion. Well, so we've got a few mysteries here to look at. One thing is that the compass seems to be playing us tricks down here, because one map has the passages going one way and the other according to compass directions, and the other map says something quite different. So we're going to try to see if we can sort that out. Another thing, most important, is this is sort of like the archaeology of acoustics we're doing here. This is also known as Echo Cave, familiarly, and that's because there's said to be an echo in here. And so we're going to see if we can find that echo that originally gave the cave its name. We're going to kind of go in there and try to hunt it down and see if we can find it. Okay, so we're about to address the compass controversy in Echo Cave. And in 1962, they had the gate as being towards the gate would be due north. Maybe there was a thrown off. They had a compass reading right next to the gate, or if they had some kind of door there, and it was confused by the iron. But now in 1979, we got north in a different location. And as you can tell, this is a map by Minnesota Speleological Survey. Let me flip it around this way. This is the way it actually goes. North is this way, and that's the way it is on this map. So it's pointing in the same direction. So this map here is the correct one according to our measurements.
So and then there's a walkway in here, and I just put the compass right on the walkway as a sight line. So I got pop out along the walkway. But as you can see, the edge of the walkway is a very straight line. So north is pointing towards Greg.
Yeah, and so another thing about this passage is that, as long as we're on the main axis here, is it's got this weird thing, if you're in the forward lines, the walls are absolutely flat and straight for mile after mile. Here they're like undulating. You know, you got this kind of thing going where, you know, the walls come in and out, like all the way down there. And it's probably due to some different method of excavation that produces that. But it's just kind of like this wavelength kind of thing they got going on in the digging process here. And then up there at the end of the walkway, you can see there's remains of a chain link fence now destroyed. I think that might have been where the actual hibernaculum part of the cave began, but as it was destroyed long ago by parties unknown. So,
the adventures of caving. Walking through some kind of smelly waters.
Ooh.
We're going for the chamber that the cave is actually namesake for, Echo Cave. Although at one time it was called Twin City Brick Company Cave. Wow, that water's getting deep, dude.
Well, here we are in a passage that is where we're going to check for the echo. And the walls of this passage are just coated with that. It's that fiberglass glaze kind of, I mean, just look at this stuff. You know, it's really interesting kind of coating here. There's not so much graffiti here, just because I think this is, we just passed through the deepest water to get here, and I'm thinking that has really cut down on the amount of graffiti in here. But again, here, what we're doing here, this is sort of like some archaeological acoustics, and, you know, we are looking to see about the, you know, the test, find the echo that Echo Cave is named after, and we came in here right away and knew this is it. I mean, okay, well let's do a sample run here.
Yodeling. Definitely an echo in here.
Echo! Echo! Yeah, this is the most echoey passage in the cave. By far. And again, we have that sort of, we have this sort of fiberglass glaze kind of texture. We also have that undulating wall that I find so unusual. It's just so different than what you find in the mushroom caves and in the you know, known sand mines around. It's almost like it's what I call scalloping. I mean, you can see it's kind of scalloped. Very interesting. Like, and this is really, I mean, these are like these, and it's like these pockets in here. Really interesting. What's going on with that? Yeah, well, here's the beginning of the concrete block wall, where the concrete block wall had been inside the echo chamber passage of Echo Cave. And the concrete wall is just smashed and forms blocks in the lake here that we're using as stepping stones. But otherwise, there's a very clear demarcation where this kind of fiberglass glaze begins. That marks that. The rest of the echo chamber.
Yodeling. Hello. Are you there? Hi. Very echoey.
Okay, this cave is a hibernaculum for bats, which means it's a place where bats seem to prefer to hibernate during the winter, and that generally goes from their hibernation season is generally from October to April of the following year. And that's why the DNR in 1989 put a gate on this cave, which unfortunately has been completely destroyed. But you can see here from this colorful graffiti around me that that's one of the reasons why that obviously the gate has not functioned. I mean, this is many people have been in here over time. This passage in particular is the most heavily or most artistically graffitied, and for a particular reason, and that is that there is a glazed coating on the wall. And this is, I'm not sure if the camera can pick that up,
Come over by you there.
but well, if you look at this over here, if you're standing here, it's really shiny. It's really kind of a shiny appearance. And this was applied by the Twin City Brick Company for their purposes. And what it means is, no sand. So they put it over the loose sand, and it's this nice bond to form on the wall, and that also means that it's a good surface for the graffiti artists. And so that's why they've really gone to town here on some. Oh yeah, I recognize some of the illusions there. Anyway, so it predisposes it to be the premier graffiti gallery of this cave. So the Twin City Brick Company was active from 1894 until the 1970s. And what I'm told is that the bricks, for example, for the St. Paul Hotel came basically from this brick plant. What I've also heard, here we're standing at this is obviously, the firing kilns, is that the bricks we haven't seen a brick that has a stamp that says like St. Paul Brick Company on it, and they may exist. And so if there are some experts on that out there, maybe you could put some in the comments below. You can indicate that. Otherwise, I'm told that some of the bricks around here, ironically, are actually have a St. Louis, Missouri stamp to them. So that's kind of ironic, given that you'd expect a St. Paul Brick Company that's be all their product used around here. So I'm not sure what to say on that, but